Animal form and function 2. Students, today we will discuss about mammalian digestive system. Here is a diagram that shows you mammalian digestive system. Mammalian digestive system includes small intestine, large intestine, pancreas, liver, gallbladder and pancreas. Now small intestine, that is the main site of digestion. It digests the food and absorb the digested food material, that is 4 cm in diameter and 7 to 8 meter in length, and this length varies according to the food or according to the species mode of nutrition. Length determines the total surface area for absorption and absorbing nutrients. This small intestine have the folds, and in these folds they have the finger-like projections called villi. Now these villi have columnar epithelial cells with microvilli, and this is to just increase the surface area, that is 300 meters square, the size of a tennis court. Small intestine have the folds and then these finger-like projections villi, and these villi also have the microvilli. These microvilli have the capillary, or these microvilli have special cell structure that contains the nucleus, the cell membranes, and villi have the lacteal ducts, capillary beds inside, and these lacteal ducts for the lipid transport and blood capillaries for glucose and proteins or carbohydrates or proteins. Also the arteries and veins. Veins contain nutrient rich blood to the body. Artery contain oxygen rich blood to the villi. Now if you consider the small intestine structure, then there is mucosa, submucosa and mucularis parts. Small intestine is divided into 3 main parts, that is duodenum, jejunum, ileum. Duodenum is involved in the digestion, whereas jejunum and ileum involved in the nutrient absorption. Duodenum contains digestive enzymes, and these enzymes are directly linked with the pancreas, as pancreas secrete enzymes by the pancreatic duct, and this pancreatic duct will pour the enzymes into small intestine. Digestion of carbohydrates, lipids and proteins occur in the duodenum. Jejunum and ileum absorbs amino acids, simple sugars, fatty acids, glycerol, nucleotides and water. There are 3 main parts in diagram. Small intestine, that is duodenum, then jejunum and ileum. Duodenum is linked to the stomach, then jejunum is the middle part, and ileum is attached to the large intestine. The portion where small intestine connect to the large intestine is called cecum. Cecum is a portion well developed in the herbivores, where cellulose digesting microorganisms reside, and also at the junction of small intestine and large intestine along the cecum there is also the appendix. Appendix have the immune system function. Absorption, that involves the active transport, the transport by the use of ATP, that sodium dependent ATPase pump. Sugar and amino acids are absorbed by villi. Free fatty acid converted into chylomicrons. Chylomicrons basically are when lipid and bile salts just mix, then they form the chylomicrons, and these chylomicrons enter into lacteal ducts and then lymphatic duct and then into bloodstream. Absorb about 9 liters of water per day by the small intestine. Here is a structure where first of all you see the villi, that is chylomicron. Chylomicrons are present in the lacteal ducts. These chylomicron will go into lymphatic system, and then this lymphatic system will pour the chylomicrons into blood and then into liver and then into main body. If some particle go into the appendix, then it may cause infection and can damage the appendix. Pain will occur and that is called appendicitis. Now here is the small intestine and large intestine. Small intestine and large intestine have the junction that is called the cecum. At the junction of cecum there is a small outgrowth that is called the appendix. Then there is ascending colon, transverse colon and then descending colon. Descending colon will just attach to the sigmoid colon, having the sigma and then rectum and anal canal. Function of the large intestine include the water absorption, mineral absorption and formation and storage of the feces. They cause the diarrhea and constipation. Diarrhea when feces contain lot of water and large intestine do not absorb water sufficiently. This condition is called the diarrhea. And if feces have very less amount of water just stored into the rectal area and hard to move outside, then this is constipation. Here is the diarrhea, normal condition where less water and solid waste move outside, and in diarrhea condition there is more water, more salts and liquid like material is passed to the out exterior. Constipation. In constipation the fecal movement is just slow down into large intestine and stored at the rectum, and lots of hard poops form and very hard to pass out the feces outside, sometimes cause bleeding. Then symbiosis. Some microorganisms live in the large intestine that include bacteria, fungi and feed on the food residue present in the large intestine, break down the organic matter to waste products, and amino acids and vitamin K also absorbed by the microorganisms. Feces, that is a mixture of bacteria, fungi and undigested plant fibers sloughed off intestinal walls and other waste products. Role of the pancreas in digestion. Liver, pancreas and gallbladder, these are very essential elements. Pancreas just lies ventral to the stomach and contains two type of cells, endocrine and exocrine. Endocrine cells produces the hormones you are well known aware, insulin, glucagon, and exocrine portion release enzymes amylase, lipase and trypsin. Exocrine cells in the pancreatic organ or pancreas that is connected to the pancreatic duct, and hepatic duct will also connected to this, liver, bile duct and duodenum. These are all attached. Pancreatic enzymes are carbohydrates, proteins and lipids. Digestion will be done by the enzymes, by trypsin, by carboxypeptidase, chymotrypsin, lipase and amylase. Here is a diagram where endocrine and exocrine tissues of pancreas exist. Secrete pancreatic juice. Islets of Langerhans secrete insulin and glucagon. Now there is a hepatic duct, then bile duct and pancreatic duct all combine and then will go into small intestine, that is duodenum, duodenal papilla. Neutralization. Pancreatic juice produce the hormones, and pancreatic juice contains enzymes and pancreas produce the hormones. Also small intestine secrete the bicarbonatines that neutralize the acidic food into 7 pH. Without such neutralization pancreatic enzyme could not work. Role of the liver and gallbladder in digestion. Liver is the largest organ and contains a million of hepatocytes, the liver cells. They take up the nutrients from the intestine, release them into bloodstream, manufacture the blood proteins, blood clotting protein, prothrombin and albumin. Now here is a left hepatic duct, then right hepatic duct, cystic duct, gallbladder, and gallbladder will attach to the common bile duct. Now this common bile duct will pour the bile into small intestine. Function of liver: removal of amino acids from the organic compounds and involved in the urea cycle. So nitrogenous waste will be converted into urea in the liver. Then they manufacture the plasma proteins, glycoproteins, formation of fetal erythrocytes. So RBCs in the fetus stage will be produced by the liver. Destruction of worn out erythrocytes. The RBCs who are damaged will be cleared up by the liver. Synthesis of blood clotting agents from the amino acids, that is prothrombin and fibrinogen. Here is a diagram which shows different functions that destroyed all RBCs, process nutrients, regulate blood composition, produces bile, produces proteins and cholesterol, control 500 metabolic processes and break down alcohol and medications, detoxification of the blood. That involved in the synthesis of non-essential amino acids, and essential amino acids will be taken from the outside. Conversion of galactose and fructose to glucose, oxidation of fatty acids, beta oxidation will be there, formation of lipoproteins, cholesterol and phospholipids, then conversion of carbohydrates and proteins into fat, modification of waste product, toxics and poisons. Detoxification of the toxic material done in the liver. Synthesis of the vitamin A from carotene, from carrot. Then vitamin D will be activated through the liver. The stale body temperature by raising the temperature of the blood passing through it. Basically, when glucose is converted into glycogen, or glycogen is converted into glucose, then there is non-shivering thermogenesis. Liver will produce the heat. So if blood pass through the liver, then blood temperature will also raise up. Heat producer in the mammalian body, that is non-shivering thermogenesis. Then it produces the bile salts. Emulsification. Emulsification is basically involved in the lipid digestion. Lipid will be converted into small droplets. Absorption of simple fats, cholesterol, phospholipids and lipoproteins.